All right, we're live. We're live. Give us a minute. Getting everything set up. Let me pop out this chat. Okay. We tried to go live before, but technical difficulties with our camera. So we are here. This is my husband, Donothan. If you don't already know him, my name is Lauren, and we are going to be hopping on here live pretty often. We want to for you guys to talk about really what we're seeing in like affiliate marketing, online business, content, offers, funnels, everything that we do behind the scenes, how we think through things. And some of this will be short. Sometimes it'll go into longer conversations. Donnie often does, but always valuable. But the goal is really to share just like what's actually working in our businesses, what we're working on, what we're learning, what we're testing,
what's not working
anymore, what we're noticing. So Donothan and I, we're married. We are in business together. We are constantly talking about business behind the scenes. And I just feel like a lot of these conversations that we have would probably be really helpful for people who are either building online, just
building offline,
and all of the above. So I thought today we would get started with a very simple, but not simple, but pretty general topic of the biggest mistake we feel like, I don't even want to say online entrepreneurs, but entrepreneurs make. And Donothan and I, obviously, we're our own people. We work together, but we have our own, obviously, strengths and weaknesses. We work on different things in our businesses. So we do have different, I wouldn't say too many like conflicting views, but good insights from both of us. So let's just like get started. I think we're just going to be here really quickly, but what do you think is one of the biggest mistakes that entrepreneurs or trying to be entrepreneurs make?
Yeah, I think one of the first mistakes that people make is try to chase the biggest person that they can find, right? So an example that would be Alex Hormozi. You see Alex Hormozi online, you learn about all the success he has, and immediately your first instinct is to say, okay, I just want to copy everything Alex Hormozi is doing, and then I'll get to where he's at. And I don't think people understand that there's stages to the game, right? And so you're obviously not at an Alex Hormozi level. You don't have the audience, you don't have the following. You don't have the influence. You may not have the name. You don't have the distribution. You don't have the resources. You don't have the network of people that he has, right? We go down the list of things that when you're first starting out, you don't have all those resources. And so it's very hard to replicate what he's doing when you're just getting started. And so my goal when I'm getting started is I want to know what opportunity there is in any market or any business model that I'm going into. So I'm going to look at Alex Hormozi and say, hey, look what he's been able to achieve. I'm going to reverse engineer what I think he's doing in his funnel. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to start looking at people who are maybe 2 or 3 levels above where I'm at, right? I'm just getting started. So I'm looking at people, if we're talking about pure influence, right? I'm going to look at people who have 1,000 followers, 5,000 followers, maybe even 10,000 followers. And I'm going to say, hey, what are these people doing really great? I'm going to look at their engagement. I'm going to look at how many views they're getting on their videos. I'm going to look at their hooks. I'm going to look at their intros. I'm going to look at how often they're posting. And I'm going to look at, how are they actually making money where they're at with 10,000 people? Because, obviously there's things that Alex can do to monetize his audience that at, let's say he's at 1 million followers, but when you're just getting started, you probably are not going to be able to monetize your audience like that. And so if you come out the box or out the gate initially just sending them offers or trying to pitch them things, it may not grow your influence organically. And so if I look at where Alex Hormozi probably started, he probably didn't start off just pitching offers on his channels, right? He started presenting value and he started presenting, different things in entrepreneurship. So I'm going to go and find other people that are on kind of like that same path. They're just getting started. They're at 5,000-10,000 followers and start, mimicking their habits until I'm able to grow to that level. And then I say after that, now I want to see how do I get to 100,000 and at what point do I think monetization can get thrown into there?
So question, like you're saying you would look at people who are maybe not at scale as much as he is at this point when you're looking to start. Would you say, like, would you think it's the same to look back at his start, or do you think it's too late after the fact at this point? Like, how do you feel about that?
Well, I don't want to look at where he started so much, because let's say he even started 3 years ago. Like you and I both know, 3 years
Yeah.
ago, online was completely different, right?
Mhm.
YouTube was completely different. The kind of content and distribution that was available is completely different. I mean, AI 3 years ago compared to AI today, right? So things have vastly changed. So I want to look at people who are currently at a level above where I'm at, so I can mimic what they're doing, because
Yeah.
they're more closely aligned to what's working today than Alex Hormozy is,
Yeah.
right? Because Alex Hormozy already established from previous work that he did years ago. In order for me to get to the next level, I need to follow people who are currently trying to get to that next level right now.
In
Because
today's
yeah,
landscape.
because
Yeah.
they're doing things that are working in today's landscape with a
Yes.
new audience, with a new demographic, and posting new content.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to ask that because I think like years and years ago, I mean, Donothan's always kind of he's kind of been my coach too through entrepreneurship, because I feel like you were like born with entrepreneurship blood. Like seriously, I think he was just born to do this. So a lot of the times he coaches me through like thinking of things a certain way, or how to approach things. And I feel like in the past, I would do this exact thing. Like I would look at people and where they're at now and want to be there and try to replicate what they are even doing now at their level. And it's like you have to not humble yourself, but almost humble yourself in a way where it's like, okay, they're already at this level. It's like looking at it, like you just said, in steps, and looking at people who are doing it now like is completely different. But if you're joining the live and you're here, or if you're watching the replay, we do have a free affiliate marketing. It's really like all things entrepreneurship, but we call it the Affiliate Marketing Lab. It's a free group. If you want to join that, it's in the description. And we also have some resources in there, free resources in there for you guys, if you're watching the replay. So I really was thinking about this before this question, and I was kind of tying it to your answer was kind of more entrepreneurship in general, but I was thinking more of like more as an affiliate marketer, specifically like online affiliate marketing, just because that's one thing that we're doing right now. But I feel like a big mistake that a lot of people make, and disagree with me if you feel like you want to disagree with me, is not looking where there's like demand, like where people are interested in already, which I don't know. Like, I feel like you can look at it both ways, where it's like you can make something you're passionate about work, even if there's not necessarily a ton of demand yet out there. But I feel like with affiliate marketing specifically, a lot of people who are looking to get started, like, go after things that they enjoy that might not necessarily have a bunch of demand online, which you don't need a bunch of demand to be successful. But I don't know. I think it's like important for people to at least consider what people are searching for, what people need, and what's already has demand out there before they get started with affiliate marketing. Would you agree or disagree with that?
Uh, I mean, I agree, and I think it just matters on your distribution, right? We say affiliate marketing. It's like, are you doing through video? Are you doing through social? Are you trying to build your own brand, and you're doing affiliate
Mm-hmm.
marketing through that? Do you
So
have an
looking at
email
where the
list? Like,
demand is, you're saying,
no, I'm
on
not
each
saying looking at where
platform?
the demand is. I'm saying what is your plan, right? So like if I'm doing affiliate marketing, I'm purely trying to just go after keywords that are product search related, right? So it's like a product review or
Mm-hmm.
something like that, or
Mm-hmm.
brand related search terms. Then obviously I want to go after something that people are actually searching for. If I'm trying to build my personal brand online,
Correct.
and I'm putting myself in places where I think that audience that is gonna find me interesting, or whatever the case may be, is, then I'm more focused on building my brand first, and then whatever I want to sell to the audience that I create, I'm creating that demand
Correct.
through my brand. So I
Yeah.
think it just depends on what somebody's trying to do. But if somebody's purely like, I want to be an affiliate marketer
Today.
and I want to be
Yeah.
an affiliate marketer today, and I want to start making money with affiliate marketing, I don't have a brand, I don't have anything.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you need to go after things that are getting searched, things that people are looking for, because
Mm-hmm.
that's the way that you grab attention. You're not going to grab
Yes.
attention any other way. So
Yeah. Which is quicker, or can be quicker.
yeah.
I won't say it is quicker, but What?
No,
What are
I
you
was
gonna
gonna say
say?
I wanted to give a story because it's funny when I was saying like
I'm gonna
the
turn the light
the
on.
one mistake that people kind of make. It goes to our first e-commerce business, right? Our first year in e-commerce, we did $1 million, and the one thing that we were chasing was actually the person that we saw doing pretty much the exact same funnel that we ended up building.
Yep.
That they got up to $1 million, and that's all we chased, right? We chased their numbers. I mean, literally month after month, we hit kind of like the same metrics they did up until we did our first 7 figures, and then I think what happened is we forgot about the entirety of the business because we just were chasing what we saw as like the outside. So that's when I was giving the example of like if you chase Alex Hormozy, there's so many other mechanics that are going on behind the scenes that
Yep.
you don't know, that you don't see, that you're not
Yep.
thinking about because you're just chasing
Mm-hmm.
kind of like this utopia that you think is a utopia. And like in e-commerce, you learn really fast that just having something on the front end that makes money and converts does not equate to a business, right?
Yeah.
It almost equates to failure because what a lot of people don't teach, especially if you do any e-commerce courses, they don't teach is like as you grow, you're having to kind of future predict what you're going to be, what your demand is going to be. So
Yeah.
if you're selling 1,000 units today and you plan on selling 5,000 units tomorrow, and you're starting to increase your ad budget and all these kind of things, the money that you're having to invest is going to outpace any profit that you're going to make on the front end, right? So you have to think about the business in its entirety and say, hey, I actually need a back end. So when I get a customer, it's
Yes.
not about how fast can I get the next customer. It becomes, how fast can I get that customer that I got to make a second purchase? And that's
Yes.
one thing that we weren't thinking about. We weren't thinking about we need to make as much money from each customer that we're acquiring multiple times before we start thinking about just acquiring new customers.
Mm-hmm.
But we were solely looking at this is what this person did. They did $1 million. And so we followed the $1 million. And what you end up with is you end up with a business that does $1 million, but it makes no profit because you didn't think about the back end. You didn't think of it as a business.
Yes.
And so, it's very important to not chase figures and numbers and kind of like idols, if you will, because you forget that there's a business to that. It's not just Alex Hormozy. It's Alex Hormozy and his team of however many people. He has editors, he has photographers, he has somebody running ads. He's filming all these times. He has connections with people. He's getting on other people's podcasts. There's so many elements that go into what he's doing. And even though on the surface it may seem simple and something like, oh, all I need to do, he told me all I have to do is go and post, 5 times a day, which I think I'm not going to say it's good or bad advice. It's possibly good advice, but what I would do is I would find somebody, like I said, that's at 1,000 people, 5,000 people, and see what's working for them because the algorithms have just changed. So like when he was getting started, maybe posting 5 times a day worked. You know what I mean? Because there wasn't a lot of people posting 5 times a day. Now there's more people posting 5 times a day because we have AI and we have people just are like, I need to do something else to try to pay for gas or pay for whatever. So, I mean, 5 times a day may not be the equation. Maybe posting one time a week and really focusing on what am I going to create that one time in a week that's going to be impactful and valuable to the audience that I'm trying to get in front of. I would say the second mistake that people make is they choose bad partners, right? So if you're looking to go in business with a partner, choose somebody who has the same hustle and same energy as you. What I like to think of in business is find somebody that already is doing something or find somebody that already has value, right? So somebody like if you're trying to get into video, find somebody who's really good at editing. And then you guys partner together. You're the person on camera. They're the one behind the scenes. And then you guys are building this thing together. But going into, business with somebody that has no value, who has no determination, who's not currently trying to do anything, is a constant mistake. That's a constant mistake because it's like somebody could love your idea and say, oh, this sounds like a good idea. But what they're saying is, I love the idea when you're going to execute it and you're going to do all the work and you're going to have the energy and you're going to have the motivation and you're going to tell me what to do and you're going to, right. You don't want to like that, especially in your early days. You need somebody who's going to be motivated, who's going to be innovative, who's going to be creative, who can work alongside you. Yeah. Who can work alongside you, so that way you guys are growing and building this thing together. And it's not just you having to try to get somebody to do anything,
Another mistake I mean, you communicate this all the time because I still get tripped up in this sometimes too, is confusing, maybe not confusing, but not focusing enough or confusing motion with impact or progress, where it's like I feel like as an employee working a job, it's like you have tasks and you have tasks as an entrepreneur too, but a lot of times it's really easy for some people to get caught up in like the tasks and the motion and just like doing something to do something. Like Donnie tells me this all the time, like don't just do something to do something, like make sure what you're doing is really impactful. And a lot of the times it's actually like once you figure it out, it's like you're actually doing less and making more impact. At a certain point you start to figure that out. So I think that's another mistake that just to be aware of, like truly auditing your activity and like on a daily basis if you have to, because I have to often, like on a daily basis, and really think about, okay, maybe daily, maybe weekly, whatever it is, because obviously day to day there's going to be more or less tasks, but like really saying, okay, is the activity that I'm doing really making an impact, really affecting the bottom line, really making progress in my business, or am I just doing busy work? Am I just doing something to say, oh, I did something today and make myself feel good about it, and I can tell myself, hey, I'm really trying at this entrepreneurship thing. And honestly, something that I've started doing more recently than Donothan is I am not a great communicator. So something that we've been doing and using is AI to keep track of our activity, and it almost helps me keep on track with making, I was going to say making progress, but like really being impactful, and also helping me communicate like my ideas and what I'm actually working on with Donathan, and really helping myself kind of like audit my own activities. But I literally have just been going into it, ChatGPT, whatever AI you want to use, and telling it what I did today, like asking it if you need to, was it impactful enough? What can I do tomorrow to help me be more impactful, or have it help you plan your activity or your motion for the next day to be impactful, to make progress. Interesting. I don't want to get on the topic of AI because I feel like a whole hour could be a whole nother hour. Covered a lot today. I want to just go on here live in little spurts, like you're feeling inspired, and come on here to help you guys. If you are watching the replay of this, I said earlier, but we have a free affiliate marketing group. We call it the Affiliate Marketing Lab, that you can join, that I have linked in the description, that we're in every single day constantly. So if you need help or inspiration, or you just want to be with like-minded people who are trying to not just affiliate marketing, but maybe it's just entrepreneurship in general, I would encourage you to join that. We also have some free resources down there for you as well. So,
and I'll say the last thing, since
Go
you
ahead.
are ending it without asking me if there's anything else I want to talk about. But
I was going to.
the last mistake that I see a lot of people make early on is patience. Like, especially if you're going to be running ads, if you're doing anything on social, if you're doing anything that involves kind of human interaction, is you have to have some level of patience, because you're not going to see the fruits come right away, right? And sometimes it's like you're gonna get in your head, and you're gonna be like, oh, I need to change something. Oh, something's not working. Oh, like I'm doing something wrong. And it's like, a lot of times you're not doing anything wrong. It just takes time. It just takes time. I'm not telling somebody that you should be active, and I'm not telling you that you shouldn't be motivated. I'm not telling you that you shouldn't seek to understand why things are not moving, or why things are not happening the way that you expect them to happen. I think self-discovery is an important part of entrepreneurship, and I'm not going to say that would be a mistake a lot of people don't do, but that's something that I see people, they don't do. They don't self-reflect. They don't look at what they're doing and say, hey, I'm breaking the mechanics of what I'm doing down and trying to identify areas that I could do better at, right? But yeah, patience is super important, but don't be patient to the point where you're not actively trying to figure out, how can I be better? How can I do something better? How can I execute better? How can I do a hook better? How can I do an intro better? How can I get better at finding the right affiliate programs? How can I get better at getting in front of my target audience? How can I get better at, getting in front of more people on a daily basis? How can I get better at getting people that are seeing me to engage with me more, convert, like whatever those things are. Like, you should at how can I improve, but don't get so in the process of improvement that you're changing all the time, because that'll just keep resetting you. And the way a lot of these algorithms work, like I said, with ads and really anything that you do, every time you keep changing and changing and changing and changing, it kind of resets the learning phase of these algorithms, and they're constantly trying to figure out who you are till eventually they just kind of pause you. I mean, is what
Mm-hmm.
they end up doing, because they just aren't able to have enough data to really like make appropriate decisions, right? Either to distribute your content, to put you in front of audiences that would actually like what you're talking about. I mean, with ads, to put you in front of buyers, because if you keep just changing things, you're not going to be able to identify who buyers are consistently, right?
Yeah.
And so
So how do you think someone should determine then, like, what is too, you know, changing direction too quickly or not? Like, because you have to pivot, you have to at some point change directions many times in business. So like, what do you think, like, how would someone determine, is it too soon to change direction or not?
I mean, everything is so different. So, I mean, if we're talking about ads, I mean, if you're starting a new ad, most people are going to start with low budget. So, you're looking at a 3 to 7 day window every time you launch a new campaign or a new ad set, or you make a change to a campaign or ad set, right? So, you're looking at a 3 to 7 day window, letting it run 3 to 7 days, letting the system learn, letting it update the changes, and seeing how audience interact with that. If
Mm-hmm.
we're talking about video, then you're not leveraging necessarily the 3 to 5 days, but you're looking at, like I said, where are people at that are like 2 or 3 levels above me, and how often are they
They
posting? So
changing, yeah.
if some, well, it's not how often they're changing, because
Well,
you may not notice the changes. So it's, if somebody's at 5,000 followers, 10,000 followers, and let's say I'm at 0 followers, I'm looking and saying, how often is this person posting? And then I'm going to find maybe 5 or 10 people and take the average of those people and say, okay, there's 5 or 10 people.
mm-hmm.
On average, they're posting 3 times a week. Some of them are going to be posting 15 times a week. Some of them are going to be posting 1 time a month.
Yeah.
But on average, they're posting 3 times a week. And so I'm going to look at that average and say, I need to post 3 times a week. And then every time that I'm doing a post, I'm going to be learning. So maybe I'm going to, look at what are people doing in their hook. I'm going to try different hooks. I'm going to try different, try to make my thumbnails better. I'm going to try to make my titles better. I'm going to try to make my descriptions better. So you're kind of on the time horizon of whatever platform you're on, and whoever you're
Yeah.
following.
So it's different really for every piece.
Yeah, but you'll
Determining
have an idea of what those time frames are based
based on
on
data from other people, kind
well,
of.
based on what other people are doing. So if they're
Yeah.
posting 3 times a week
Right.
on average, then I'm posting 3 times a week on average, and
Right.
I'm trying to improve each post that I do.
Yeah.
If I'm doing ads, I'm letting the ad run for 3 to 7 days, seeing what's happening with that ad, and then developing out of that.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I
and
mean?
not just looking at
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just looking at one day and saying, "Oh, I didn't get any sales today." And so, like, I think as entrepreneurs too, like, we inherently think that we're supposed to just automatically make money,
Yeah.
and things are automatically going to work. So, you spend money on, like, let's say Facebook. Facebook will spend, let's say your budget's Facebook will spend $60 your first day. Supposed to work. Somebody told me all I have to do is set up an ad, and customers are supposed to, inherently just buy my stuff. The patience comes in, because
Yeah.
99% of people are going to fall into that. I did something, so I should get results for it.
Right.
And that's where the 1% differentiate. And that's why the 1% of people are going to make money. It's probably why 0.01% of people are successful in entrepreneurship, is because of what I just said, which is patience.
Wow.
Patience, and not chasing the people who are at the top, because it's very difficult to chase somebody who, one, came before you, right?
Yeah.
Like, because things just change so much. So if somebody, has been doing this for 10 years and you think that you're going to replicate their 10 years, it's very difficult because things have just changed so much. So you have to look at, who's actually making it work today at, a couple levels above me, because that's really who I'd be following.
Yeah. Well, you have anything else?
No, that's all.
Donnie, you'll notice too, like, well, I think it'll depend on the topic where, like, one of us may have more to share than others, but Donnie is definitely very intellectual. Like, we'll go deep and you can like talk about, I feel like, almost anything. He's like one of those people where it's like, he knows a lot about a lot, but you know how there's those people, they say they know a little about everything. Like, he could talk to anyone, I feel like, about almost anything and hold a conversation for a while. So yeah, I think it'll just depend on the topic, but I think that's it for today. It was our first live. If you're here and you joined us, thanks for joining us. If you're watching the replay, thanks for doing that. We'll be on here often.
And if there's something that you all want us to cover, let us know. Like I said, I mean, we've hit 2 Comma Club 4 times. We've hit Lawrence hit the ClickBank Platinum Club
past 2 years.
We've been in affiliate marketing for really me about 15 years now.
Me about 8 years. Well, no, it's going on.
Yeah, I mean, we've done book funnels, we've done free plus shipping, we've done e-commerce, we've done MMO. Affiliate has always pretty much been our bread and butter. We've done email marketing, which we still do.
Online courses,
video, YouTube, recently media, TikTok shop, Amazon influencer, Amazon associate, pretty much anything that you can think of. I would say we have made 6 figures in it. The majority of things we've made 7 figures in it. So, so I mean, if you guys have questions and there's like, hey, I would love for you guys to talk about this topic because this is where I'm at, or this is something, we'd love to talk about it. We'd love to share our experience. We're doing this just to help people and also I love to talk entrepreneurship. I really love to people in commissions to people in half years. So that's been pretty cool. We've helped a lot of people, some of their first commissions online. We've seen people get up to 7 figures online.
And still helping people too. Like Donnie, right before we got on here, Donnie was reading one of the comments in one of our online communities, that they created something it was in affiliate marketing, but they created something recently and got their first commissions on it. So still currently helping people as well. That's why I also wanted to go live on this channel, because I know that's what a lot of you are here for. I know you've seen my videos, if you are a subscriber of mine, on entrepreneurship, affiliate marketing, Amazon influencer, and all of the above, but you may not have met my husband yet, and we talk about this stuff all the time. So it'll live here in I named it now for 2 Comma Conversations, so it'll live here on this playlist, so you can find this and all of our future lives on this playoist. So
last failure.
What?
Last failure, because I just thought about this while you were talking. The last failure, it was a mistake.
Oh, mistake. I'm like, wait, he's gonna keep all of these.
This is the last one. This is the last one, and this is I'll make it super short. The last mistake that I see people do is when they first have some level of success with what they're working on. I'm not talking like you're making a bunch of money or anything like that. Like, you've been trying to have a breakthrough, you get that breakthrough, and you shift and do something entirely different. So one thing that when you have been working and you have been building, and you finally start seeing things start working and start happening, you have to press into that and continue to do the things that got you to that point. Because what happens is, a lot of times people, they get to this point, maybe they start making commissions, maybe they're finally getting videos that are going viral, whatever the case may be, and they completely shift and start either doing a completely different business model, or they start trying to change and reinvent everything that didn't work for them. So if you have found something that works for you and you get it to the point where it's working for you, press in and double down on that.
Even if it's working a little bit, like...
No, if it's working at all, because
yeah,
I mean, the likelihood of something, the likelihood in terms of percentages and numbers of individuals who choose to be entrepreneurs to try to get something to work and actually get it to work is very, very, very low. So if you get something to work you're in like the top 1%
Mm-hmm.
of anybody in entrepreneurship or online. Doesn't matter where it is, whether you're online or offline. If you get something to work and actually make even $1, you're now in the 1% of people who are entrepreneurs making something work and making money. So
Yes.
you have
A
to keep
huge deal.
pressing into that because, you know, the biggest thing about online or in business is once you realize it works, meaning that you've, you know, done all the initial work, you know, you've been persistent, you've been, you know, just staying down and doing what you need to do. You make that first dollar. Now it's just replication, right? Because essentially you've proven to yourself that I can make something work. And so press into that and say, hey, if I can make $1, I can make $1 million, right? I have to press in and just do it. Don't completely shift and start doing something else, or don't try to reinvent the wheel, or don't look at, oh, I made $1, now I know everything, and so I'm going to start going in my head and trying to reinvent and do the things that don't work, because now you're essentially resetting everything. Like I just said with the ads, you know, the being patient and stuff like that. Now that you're, you know, you've essentially done this, it's worked, and you reset and start doing other stuff or start doing things in a different way, you've completely just reset the algorithm essentially. So that's the last thing I'll say is one of the mistakes I see people make in business is when they finally start seeing progress, or they finally start seeing the fruits of the time and effort that they've been putting in, is they immediately shift and start doing other things instead of pressing in and honing in and saying, hey, if I did this once, now I need to just replicate it. But yeah, that's it.
Okay, so again, we have free resources down below. You can join our free online community. I have that linked below in the description. If you're here, we'll be here again. All things entrepreneurship, affiliate marketing, content, funnels, offers,
video, offers,
behind the scenes, everything.
Conversion, relationship, like having a business with your partner, or
that's another thing I did.
Starting out as an entrepreneur, email, list building, literally anything that you could think of, creating a book, like almost anything that you can think of.
And if there's one of those, like Donnie said, that you want us to touch more on, or maybe touch on next, and you're watching the replay of this, leave it in the comments of this video and we'll get to it. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching if you're watching the replay, and we will see you guys again soon. Bye, everyone.